My name's Zac Dingee. I run a solar sales company, and last year we did over $100 million in sales. And today we're gonna talk about how to plan your year. This is kind of my template for how I plan my year. I just did a training for all 80 of my sales reps on how they did this. We got a lot of good feedback, so I figured I'd come on YouTube and share it with all of you. This is not resolutions. I go through a step-by-step process of what my theme is for the year, how I'm planning this out, what I'm focusing on, and a whole slew of things. And the whole point of this really is that I want to be pulled towards my goals and not feel like I'm being pushed and like I have to climb the rope just to do my goals. I want it to feel easy is my point. Number one, the first thing I do every year is plan a Misogi. So step number one, Misogi. This has kind of become a common word online. Thousands of years ago, this was a Japanese tradition that they used to call like purifying the soul, and really used to go into like a cold body of water and they would essentially purify you for the next year. The modern version of a Misogi has turned into more of how do I do something really, really hard that defines my year. So if you go online and look it up, the modern version is something that has a 50% chance of success. So it should be something you don't know if you're really going to be able to complete. And I'm going to read exactly what it says online, which is annually choosing a single extremely difficult task that pushes personal limits with roughly a 50% chance of failure, a challenging expedition or unique personal feat. So the whole point of the Misogi is this is something that in the beginning of the year, it should scare the crap out of you. You should feel like, I don't even know if I can actually do this. And just to give you guys an example, my last couple of years was to run a marathon. The year after that was also running a marathon because I ran the first one really slow. It took me like 6 hours, so I was trying to do a little bit better. And then I ran 8 Spartan races, and then last year I did a half Ironman. And the point of all those is when I ran my first marathon, I was 220 pounds, and I had never ran for more than 3 miles. So in October, I signed up for a marathon, and in December, I ran one. And to me, I always told myself, I'm not a runner, I'm not a runner, I'm not a runner. I was a bigger dude, I was weightlifting heavy, I was powerlifting. And so to run was something so extreme on the other end for me. When I ran that marathon, it changed my mindset forever. It rewired my mind into, wow, if I put my all into something, I can complete anything I want to. So it changed my entire thing around how capable I am, right? So year one was I ran a marathon. Then I ran 8 Spartan races. And then now, last year, I ran a half Ironman. Now, before I ran this half Ironman, I had never swam more than 2 laps in a pool. And I always said I'm not a good swimmer. I sink like a rock, I don't float, and I was never a strong swimmer my whole life. So when I signed up for a half Ironman in July of 2025, and my Ironman was in October, I had 3 months to learn how to swim. So I never swam for more than 2 laps. I signed up for something 3 months later, I had to swim 1.2 miles. The point of the Misogi is to move the needle so far where like you went from this level of a person to this level really, really fast because you did something so challenging that you didn't believe you could do. So my first start with my Misogi, and then I'm gonna work my way backwards. So this is my big, big, big goal I do. It's one big thing every year. That's step one. Step two is my theme for the year. This can be anything. And when I sat down with all of my reps and we talked about this, I think a lot of times we usually do like the first thing that comes to our mind. We're like, oh, my theme is discipline. Oh, my theme is habits. Or my theme is I want to grow this year. And those are all good, but the point of this theme is really you should sit down and really, really think about what is the one thing I want to focus on this year that if I focus on all year long, not only is my life going to get better, but that trait or that quality or whatever it is you're focusing gets embedded into your personality and who you are. In 2023, my theme was triple doubles, is what I named it. And the point of that was everything in my life, I want to triple and double. I doubled my income this year. I changed my body this year. This is the first year I ran a marathon. I did so many things that I just wanted to triple and double because I felt like I was here and I really wanted to grow to here. 2024, was the year of growth. This is when I stepped up from being a regional sales manager to a director of sales. And I felt like I needed to completely grow as a person to have a new level of moral authority and just a new level of people to want to follow me. So I felt like I had to take it to the next level. I ran another marathon again this year. I ran a bunch of Spartan races too. And I really just pushed myself like I felt like I never have before. And this year changed a lot. This is the year I broke up with my ex-girlfriend at the time too. So I felt like I had a whole new person that I became. 2025 now, believe it or not, was the year of dating. So this kind of sounds crazy, but when I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, I was single for 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. And then I'm like, okay, I'm 26 years old. I want to find someone I want to be with here. And I sat down in an airport and I wrote down all of the things I wanted in a woman. This was like 3 pages long. Then I broke it all the way down to 7 non-negotiables I wanted to find in a woman. And I titled 2025 the year of dating, and I still have the note on my phone of what I titled it as and what I had written there for my non-negotiables. So then I said, you know what? This year I'm going to find the person I'm going to marry. Not necessarily that I plan on getting engaged and doing everything else, but I did plan on finding the right woman. So 2025 was the year of dating, and in March of 2025, I found my girlfriend at the time, and then by October, I was engaged. So it happened all pretty fast, but the point is, I titled this year the year of dating, and it came to fruition very, very quick because I made this my whole theme. My theme was, I'm gonna go on a lot of dates and find the right woman, and it happened. All right, so these are my 7 non-negotiables I had for the year of dating. I wrote my wife essentials, and this is dated from November 6th of 2024. So I have my 7 things that I needed in a woman that I was gonna find. Number 1 being the most important is extremely attractive woman. But I think that's a blanket statement. I really put this down. I said, a good fit body, smaller in size, 5'6" or below, dark features, beautiful eyes, strong feminine features, and then I wanted Italian or Spanish woman. And so all of that came true. Number 2 was truly empathetic and feminine. I wanted someone who wanted traditional roles, who had a soft heart, and hadn't been through a lot of trauma in life. Number 3 was comes from a good family. I wanted her to have a strong father, to be raised right, and to have a good family that she had a good relationship with. Number 4 was understand my work ethic. I think it's not common for anyone really, or let alone a woman, to really understand how driven I was and how much I want to work. And for a lot of women, they say that's okay. They're like, oh, I don't mind. Like, I want to be rich, you know, and I'm happy to be there. But then all of a sudden you're working 60, 70 hours a week. You do that for years on end, and that's very hard on people. And I understand that. Actually, on my second date I ever had with my fiance, we went to a good restaurant over here called Blue Point. And on that date, my whole goal was to express to her, before we take it serious, I literally said verbatim, on our second date, Cass, I'm about 99% sure that we're gonna get married. But before that, I really wanna make you understand something. I work a lot. And I need you to be okay with that. And I don't just want you to say, yeah, you're okay. Like, I want you to truly think about, are you okay with me working all the time? Because I'm gonna answer phone calls during dinners. I'm gonna be on the phone with people all night sometimes. I'm gonna do emails and on my computer at night. I'm gonna be gone 5, 6 days a week working. Like, I am truly dedicated to what I do. And sometimes even when I'm home with you, my mind is gonna be on work and it's gonna be difficult. So I wanted to make sure before we got too serious that she was okay with that. Number 5 is I want her to be a Christian. I'm a Christian, so that one kind of goes easy. I think one of the most important things when you're looking for a partner is, are they religious? And that one to me was kind of like, if she had all these other qualities and not this one, I don't think I would have done it. Number 6 is family oriented. I wanted to have 2 to 20 kids. If she allows me to have 20, I'd probably have 20, but at minimum, I need at least 2. And then last thing is, I want her to be soft-spoken and low-key. I think the true superpower of a woman is her nurture and her feminine side of her. And so to me, that was really important. I wanted some women just have like a healing power. Like, you speak to them, and when you're done talking to them, you just feel like you've been cleansed or healed. Like, you get this warm feeling. So that was one thing. So those are my 7 things I needed for my wife, and I found all of them. So it worked out okay. 2026, this year, is the year of optimization. So what does this mean for me? This means everything I'm doing, I want to squeeze the absolute most out of it. I felt like I had really good years all these years. Our company's grown. We grew by 50% last year. We went from 10 megawatts to 15 megawatts installed. And this year, my whole goal is to take everything we're doing and just make it that much better, to maximize the amount of output with the minimal amount of input. And so this whole year, this is my theme, is to optimize everything. So first, I look at my Misogi, I give myself a big goal to accomplish. Second thing I do, I give myself a theme all year long that I'm gonna be focusing on. And third thing I do, my calendar. Now, I do not have any affiliation, but you've probably seen it online. It's called the Big Ass Calendar. Jesse Itzler makes it. And I think my entire sales team bought one this year, so I should have got a referral code. I should have been affiliated, but I didn't. But it's called the Big Ass Calendar, and I think the best way I can put this is I do not want to be a slave to my calendar. I do not want my calendar to control me. I want to create and control my calendar. So when I look at my year, it's a huge calendar. It's literally 5 feet by 3 feet. So it's this massive calendar that I put on my office wall at my house. And I look at it and I say, okay, what weekends am I going to take a trip? What weekends am I going to go away? What week am I going to go do the travel I want? What day am I going to do my Misogi? What races am I going to do? What are the fun and exciting things that I want? I think it's very, very hard if you are a high determination, high drive type of person to enjoy things and have fun. And so when I put things on my calendar, like for example, we're going away to Costa Rica in 3 days. If I didn't put that on my calendar and plan it already, come January 10th, the day before I leave, I have a really busy day or I got a lot of things going on. Well, too bad. I leave the next day. I got to get everything done on the 10th before I leave on the 11th, right? So when I put it on the calendar and I plan it and I put it there, I now have created my calendar and my schedule, and I now will follow that calendar. So the Big Ass Calendar, I'll write it down here, big star, because I don't know if I'll allow me to curse on here. So I'll put it like that. The big calendar, I suggest everyone goes and buys that. They give you little sticky notes that you can put on and kind of plan out your year and color coordinate it. But I would write down 2 to 3 trips you're gonna do. They actually have a rule called Kev's rule on there, which you can kind of do your own research on. But the point is, I put on there what trips, exciting events, anything inspirational. I also put on there big purchases. So this year, I'm buying a new bike for Ironman training. So I'm buying a new bike, I put that on there. When am I buying my bike? So now I have that on there. I also put on all my personal development. So I'm going to the Sales Leadership Summit again this year. I'm trying to go to a Tony Robbins event this year. I go and I research that all, and then I put that on my calendar. And then again, since it's on my calendar, I'm doing it. So the point of this calendar is not to be like a daily, day-to-day, what did I do today? What did I do tomorrow? What's my plan? It is a broad view of your entire year and planning out the fun and the good things you're gonna do. To me, work is going to come regardless. It doesn't matter whether I try to or not. I'm gonna go to work 5-6 days a week and I'm gonna work hard. The point of this calendar is to make sure that I also have a lot of things that I enjoy to do every year and things that I'm excited about. Because if I'm not excited, I'm not gonna work as good. And so that's what I do. Calendar is huge for me every year. I've been doing this for 3 years now. And on top of that, I fold up those calendars and I store them away. So I also can look back at them in 10, 15, 20 years, which is another great thing to have. So anyway, these 3 right here, honestly, if you stopped here, you'd probably have a better year than 99% of people on the planet. If you had a Misogi, a theme, and you put everything on your calendar, this is like the 80% bulk. So number 4 is the good day formula. I want to operationalize what it means to have a good day. And I think a lot of people, you look back think about, for you right now, think about what did you do these last 7 days? And think about how many of those days would you call a good day? And then you would go to think in your head, well, what does it mean to have a good day? How do I know if I had a good day? And a lot of people, I feel, they have bad days Monday through Friday because you're at the office, and then good days on the weekends because you're on vacation or off or have a weekend. And then like when you travel to go to Cancun for your 2-week vacation, you would consider that a good day. So I don't like that concept of like, I don't really know what a good day is, or I can't really tell you if I had a good day or didn't. So I want to give myself a good day formula. If I do these 3 things every day, I'm considering that a good day. My good day formula is number 1. I'm going to have food or coffee with a friend or stranger. So I know this kind of sounds like a small thing, but I really enjoy having lunch with someone or having a coffee with someone. And this gives me either a hack to, I can have, my friend can be my fiance, my friend can be like a lot of my managers in the company are my friends, or if I'm trying to meet a new person. So if I have a new business partner that I'm trying to work with or meet with, I always go to lunch or coffee. I do not think you should eat lunch at home. I think lunch is one of the easiest ways to go out and meet new people and to just schedule lunches with people because everyone else has to eat too. So you might as well go eat with someone. So this is a good day formula number 1. Number 2 is do a discipline. Now I had to put it that way because discipline for me can be jiu-jitsu, it can be biking, it can be running, etc. So discipline really means that I did one of the things that I'm training for. So jiu-jitsu competitions and Ironmans are kind of my 2 current things I'm doing. So that could be biking, running, or swimming, and then it could also be doing jiu-jitsu. So one of those 5 things, and that's the second on my list for having a good day. And the last thing is complete a work task in full. So a lot of times at work for myself, I get a lot of phone calls or I get busy and I forget to do something. So my third thing is I just want to complete one work task in full. If I start a slide deck, I got to finish that slide deck today. If I want to empty out my email box, I got to empty out my entire email box. If I do all 3 of these, that's my inputs. The whole point of this is I want to focus on my inputs, not my outputs. And if I do this stuff over a long enough period of time, I'm going to feel like I got a lot of good things in life. I have great relationships, I move my body a lot, and I'm probably doing something good in work. So these are like the category of the big 3 I focus on, which is my family or my friends, my body, my fitness, and number 3, my finances. These are the big 3, and I try to check every box every day. I track my good days on my big calendar. So I have a blue marker and my fiance has a red marker. Every time I have a good day, I put a blue line going this way, and every time she has a good day, she puts a red line going this way. So we create an X, which means we both had good days. She has her own formula. And also on top of that, on my big calendar, I have on the top left my Misogi, on the top right my theme, on the top across the title, I have my good day formula. She has her good day formula. And then we fill out the thing, fill out the calendar, and then we put our X's every time we have a good day. So I keep track of this on my calendar as well. Okay, number 5. When I think people think of New Year's resolutions, I think they skip all 4 and go straight to 5. They're like, what are my new habits I'm gonna do? And I think a very, very, very common problem is that we say, okay, so currently right now, on December 30th, I wake up at 9 a.m., I hit the gym twice a week, I don't save a lot of money, and I drink 4 times a week. And on January 1st, I'm gonna never drink, I'm gonna wake up at 7 a.m., I'm gonna hit the gym 6 days a week, and I'm gonna save $1,000 a month. And so you basically think you're gonna go from here to here in one day just because the season changed and now there's a new year, which I think is just why people fail and why 99% of resolutions don't happen. So for me, when I think of habits, this is how I work on it. If I want to create a new habit, I have one new habit that I work on for a full quarter. Meaning, if I want to start waking up at 7 a.m. or I want to start going to the gym 5 times a week, that is the one thing I focus on from January to March. That is the only new habit I'm trying to form. Now, by proxy, usually if you wake up at 7 a.m. every day and you usually wake up at 9 a.m., you'll probably start going to the gym a lot too because you got nothing else to do when you're up that early. But I don't want to focus on 5 different habits I'm trying to recreate. You're just simply not going to be able to do that. And that's why so many people fail. So when I look at my habits and we talk about this in the company, what is one thing you want to accomplish? Just do that one thing for 3 months until it becomes part of who you are. Then pick up, focus on the next thing. And so if you really do this the right way, 4 new habits a year that you actually stick to, you are literally a new human. Like think about the habits you do on a daily basis. Your habits are everything. This is your whole life. Do you wake up and do this first, or this first? If you change that, you are literally a new person. So if you can accomplish 4 new habits a year that you actually stick to, it'll make a massive difference. And I am not able to accomplish 5 new habits at one time. I just can't do it, and most people can't either. So this is how I do my habits. One new habit per quarter until I have it fully embedded, then I move on to the next one. So my habit for this quarter is content. This content, I've realized that posting 5 pieces of content per week on one platform just simply doesn't do it in this world today. When you have people posting 50 pieces of content a week, 100 pieces of content a week. So my habit for this quarter is posting more content, and I have kind of a formula, which is we're shooting these long format videos. We shoot X amount a week, which gets Y amount of reels, and we post that on Z amount of platforms. So that is my habit for this first quarter. Number 6, broadcast. What does this mean? Sean, the guy standing behind this camera right now, my fiance made a video for me that was all of my really good friends, and she got a montage of all of them talking about some of my personality traits and some successes I've had and how they feel about me as a person, which was number 1, the greatest gift ever. But number 2, Sean in that video said, when Zac says something, he's gonna do it. If Zac ever says he's gonna do this thing or that thing, half Ironman, marathon, do this new thing for work, plan this thing, get this person to speak at the event, he always does it. To me, that is the greatest compliment you can have ever. If what you say actually comes to fruition, there's nothing more important in this world. So, broadcast means, what are these things you planned here? What is your Misogi, your theme, your calendar, your good day formula, and your habit? Go tell people about it. And now this isn't like go brag about what you're gonna do. You should have people in your life that, number 1, you can challenge and they can challenge you. So if I tell my fiance and if I tell my 3 best friends, hey, I'm gonna do a full Ironman this year, or I'm gonna have this new habit this year, this quarter, I now have to do it, because if not, I'm gonna feel like a failure. So this, and I'm not saying tell everyone, tell important people in your life. And when I tell people, I feel an absolute pressure to get it done. This works really, really well for me. And so I'm very, very selective now with what I tell people I'm gonna do, because I do not wanna let them down. And for me, I've really built this up for, like I said, the last 4 or 5 years. A lot of my friends, they know that when I say something, I'm gonna do it. And so this is something huge to push you over that edge, to help you do what you say you're gonna do. Because I can promise you, from all the Misogis I've done and the themes in my calendar, when I say a Misogi, I'm not 100% that I'm gonna be able to complete it yet. I'm kind of signing up for it in hopes that I can figure it out. So then I kind of have to start telling people so that it pushes me to do more and more and more, right? So number 6 is broadcast. Tell important people in your life. And also you can put it on your phone, or you can put it on the wall, the calendar. You can do stuff to help you. But I think you will keep promises to other people sometimes better than you'll keep promises to yourself. So if you tell other people, that helps you complete it. Last one, execute. Execute, execute, execute. In the world of business and success and everything we're trying to accomplish, this stuff, everything else on here, is very difficult to do. It's difficult to sit down and figure out a Misogi and plan it, purchase it, get ready for it. It's difficult to come up with a good theme and stick to it. It's difficult for the calendar and to actually sit down and spend an hour planning this, to have a good day formula, figure out what works for you, to have a habit that you're gonna do, to tell everyone. But at the end of the day, doing this all doesn't mean you're gonna have a successful year. It helps, but unless you actually execute on these goals, none of it matters. So one big tip I have for everyone to execute is your environment. Your environment is two things. One, people, and two, places. I think it's very, very hard to change your life if you do not change your environment. So something that wraps into all of this is your environment. If I can't make it to the gym three times a week and I'm really struggling to go to the gym in the morning, you know what I'll do? I'll sign up for, and it could be anything. It could be Pilates classes, it could be jiu-jitsu classes, it could be sign up for a race, running club, whatever it is. I'm gonna go sign up for a jiu-jitsu class 3 times a week and pay $500 a month. Now I feel like, okay, I have no choice but to go. On top of that, when I show up to jiu-jitsu, it's no longer about, do I feel like doing jiu-jitsu? I'm either gonna get choked out or I'm gonna do jiu-jitsu. So I like to go to places that force me to do certain things. On top of that, we are in a new office this year. Last office we had, I felt like the environment wasn't as strict and as much culture and as hardworking as here. This is a much more centrally located place. It costs me a lot more money a month, but we have people in here now every day working, which makes the environment better. It makes me want to work more. It makes everyone else want to work more when everyone's here working. And then the other thing is people. This is huge. If the people in your life, and you've probably heard it 1,000 times, but you are the sum of the 5 people you spend your time around. More important than that, you're the sum of the 5 people you compare yourself to. So if you're looking at all your friends and you have a better life than all 5 of your people you spend the most time with, you probably need to go find new people, because this matters more than anything else on here. You can almost accomplish all these things if you just have the right people in your life. If you have people pushing you and you have people that are in really good shape and make a lot of money, you will just naturally become more like that person. That's just how we are as humans. So your environment needs to change to execute, and people and places are the 2 biggest things. So audit your life and think about, who did I spend the most time with in 2025? And where did I spend my most time in 2025? These 2 things, if you change them, you will see your success drastically increase. And the last E, which there's execute, environment, and the last one is evolve. And that's kind of encompassing this whole thing. The goal of every year is to look back 3 years in the past and say, I don't even remember who that person was 3 years ago. The version of Zac in 2021, to me, that's like a different human being. It's not even the same person. And so I want to evolve and become new. And if you're doing that every 3 to 5 years, you should look back and say, holy crap, I cannot believe what I've become and what I've done. So that is my 7 steps to plan your year. I hope you got a lot out of this video. And the main point of this all, and if I can summarize this whole thing to a 30-second reel or clip for you, this is reverse engineering how to succeed. I want to put a big Misogi to pull me forward. I want to give a big theme to have like an overarching thing to make me move forward. And the point is, just like if you sign up for a Pilates class, and that Pilates class costs you $1,000, there's a high chance you're gonna go compared to signing up for a $50 a month gym membership, because you've put more resources into it. So with this, if you spend 3 minutes to plan your Misogi, and you spend 5 minutes for your theme, and then you get the big ass calendar and put it on your wall and write nothing on it, and then your good day formula you make in 2 minutes, none of this is gonna come true. This should take you 30 minutes to an hour to figure out what you wanna do, and it should be unique. This should be something that's hard for you. Second thing, the theme, I want you to really think about the last 5 years of your life. Go back and say, what was my theme in 2023? What was my theme last year? What was my theme in 2024? And write down, what do you think you focused on the most? What would you say your whole theme was for that year? That'll help you come up with a good one for 2026. Your big calendar. I sat there with my fiance and we stared at it like this for 20 minutes before we wrote everything because we're trying to figure out what the hell to write. And I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know where she wants to go. We gotta talk about it. So this calendar, I probably spent more time on this calendar than I did all the rest of these things. We spent like 4 hours one night planning everything out on this calendar. My good day formula, this one didn't take too long because I kind of had a good idea. My habit, broadcast, all this isn't the same, but like these 3 things, this should take you 5 hours. If this doesn't take you 5 hours, you're not gonna stick to it. So the more time you spend on this, the more chance you have at success. What I want from you is, I want you to comment on this video and tell me which of these 7 things are you gonna focus on the most? And if you put down all 7 and you get all of these, I want you to put in the comments what your habits and goals and Misogis are. This is part of number 6, broadcast. Put it on the internet, tell me what you think, and it'll help keep yourself accountable. Till then, I'll see you next time.